welcome to another Cheeky Girl Creation DIY video. So today I will be creating a scrapbook page using the December Mixed Media subscription box theme Golden Christmas. And you can see my previous videos in an iCard in the top right hand corner where I will link to the playlist. So as you saw in the unboxing video, you get all the art supplies that are in the box, and if you want to see that in more detail you can go and look at that unboxing video, and I'll link all those videos in that icon in the top right hand corner. So I will be using this cardstock. You don't have to have a particular kind of cardstock. I believe this is 300 GSM and it's a bit glossy, and I don't normally work with glossy cardstock, so I'll just be using this as a background really, because I'll be putting paint and stuff on it. And I'll be using this photo from Christmas of my sister and I, and then I printed out a few words to go with it as well. So I'll cut those out, and I haven't used all of the supplies in the box, so I'll try to use the supplies I haven't used yet. So what I'll do is I will put this into fast forward mode, pick out all my papers and stuff, and I will be back at the end. Okay, so I thought I would do a little bit of a voiceover because there's some points where I thought you guys would want to know exactly what I was doing. So first I'm just cutting out my photos and my little words, and I'm going to start to figure out my layout first. And I've cut the picture a little bit bigger than the Polaroid frames, as you can see, because they were both slightly different sizes. And then I'll just cut it down once I've figured out which one I want. So first I thought I was going to use the white frame, but I do use the black frame later on. And I did want to use more paper in this layout, but then the white pages kind of freaked me out, so I just thought I'll just slap on some purple paint. And I'm using the 1-inch brush that you get in the box, just to kind of, spread it around a bit. And I'm doing it in a few different directions just to add a little bit of interest. And I'll go in and darken in some of the strokes a bit, just to add a little bit of depth in some areas. And I am dry brushing this, so there's no water on my brush. And I really enjoy using this brush. This is a really nice brush. And now I'm just adding some white highlights with my chalk primer. And again, I'm dry brushing that. So you can see I just brushed off the paint off my brush, so I didn't have to wash it off. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And I was just checking to see if I wanted to use that tissue paper, and I will later on. So now I'm just going to set up everything and pick out my papers. And you can see I've picked the black frame with those kind of like gold spots on it. And I'm just going through my different papers to figure out what I want to use. And while I'm doing that, I thought I would ask you guys whether you would like me to make my mixed media mediums available in my store. So like the chalk primer, the clear chalk primer, the texture paste. Would you guys like that? But like in bigger bottles. So normally you get like 100 ml in a box. So maybe like 200 ml or something. So please do let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, so do let me know if you would like that to be a new product in store. So you can see I'm just trying to figure out what kind of paper to use, because I thought I would use like quite lighter paper behind the black. So I'm just trying to figure it out, and I do pick this paper that says like Merry Christmas over and over and over again. And because I was being a bit lazy, I forgot my double-sided tape upstairs, and I didn't really feel like going up at the time, so I'm just pulling that washi tape to keep the picture still so I can carry on figuring out my layout. So there I'm just measuring the frame, and I want to give it about a 1/2 centimeter border around the whole thing, so I'm just cutting the the paper a bit bigger so that I can have that nice frame. And now you can see I'm just trying to see if I want to use my packaging to be like another layer behind the frame. And I have used that piece of packaging in my last video where I was making a luggage tag, and I'll link that in an iCard on top right hand corner. But now I've decided I want to use that dark paper that that'll look quite nice. So now I'm just going over the whole thing with some of that tissue paper in a few spots, and you'll see that the paint wasn't completely dry even though I thought it was, because now I'm spreading purple around, but that's okay because that took away some of the stark in the middle, and it's all mixed media, so it didn't really matter, and you don't really notice it too much at this finished product. So I'm using that tissue paper, and I'll also use some of my gold tissue paper that was the packaging as well. And that's one of the reasons I like to make the packaging pretty, because then you guys can use it like how I'm using it, or in any other way. So that's one of the reasons I like to also have my tissue paper kind of coordinating with the box as well, because this just really went well on this page. And then I'll also use some of my packaging as well to collage in a few areas on this layout. And I'll just tear it into a few little strips. But I'm going to do that a little bit after I put down this washi. And I haven't used the snowflake washi yet, so I thought I would finally use it in this one. And then I'll go over with my PVA glue over the washi just to seal it in. Especially since some washi don't like sticking on too many layers. And I'm also using that like white and gold washi as well, and both of those come in the box. So now I'm adding my packaging and just a few little strips. It didn't need much, just like a few little accents, because since that paper was quite light, had a lot of white space in there. And I'm just using PVA glue to stick all that down, nothing special. PVA glue tends to do the trick most of the time. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. And I'm just checking to see if I like how everything looks there. So now I'm just showing you me fussy cutting this like header. And I'm using some nail scissors. Those are perfect for fussy cutting if you don't have any other smaller scissors, because since there's like a curved edge, and I do apologize for going off camera a couple times. Sometimes I had to, just so I could see what I was doing. And I didn't cut all the others on screen because it's just the same thing really. I just wanted to show you guys how I did it and what I used, and how I left a white border around everything. So I'll show you a quick close-up of the word there. And then that is the scissors. And there's the other phrases. So now I'm just going to stick everything together and like put together my layout. And again, I'm being lazy and using my washi tape there, just while I'm figuring out how I want to place everything. So I'm just putting everything down. Sorry, I'm a bit out of frame there for a second. I forgot to zoom out there, and I'm just using those little paper flowers. I really like those. I like how there's like a little pearl in the middle, and I used one of them on my luggage tag, so I thought I would use them here as well. And now I'm just putting some of my chipboard pieces around. I'm putting my snowflakes and the numbers 25 to like put Christmas the 25th, of course. And up off screen, I was just putting some like chalk primer on one of the snowflakes, thinking it would look quite nice, but then I didn't really like that. And I'm trying with my 3D enamel effects as well. I didn't like that either, so I just decided to leave them plain. And then I'm taking a photo of the layout so I know where everything goes, so I don't lose track. So now I'm going to use my tape runner to stick everything together. And I'm just putting that around the frame. I've still left the washi tape on, just because, you know, it was still holding down the bottom of the picture, so that was doing perfectly. And I'm just sticking everything down, and that's some really nice strong adhesive. I have a review on that actually, and I'll link that in an iCard as well in the top right hand corner. I really like that tape runner. And now I'm using my Eileen's tacky glue to stick down those flowers. And you can get that tacky glue and the tape runner in Hobbycraft as well, just to let you know. And I'm sticking down that little phrase there with my tacky glue as well. And you can see there that that tape runner is by Home Hobby. So now I am going to stick down all my little elements. And while I'm doing that, I thought I would just let you know why I use some of those phrases like silly sisters, monkey face, and opening stockings. So it was like Christmas morning, and my sister and I were opening stockings, and Mummy wanted to take some photos of us, and we were being a little bit silly, and she pulled that kind of like funny monkey face. So I thought that would be quite nice to have that on the layout. And even though there was a really nice one of us, I just thought that silly face was even better. And I'm using tacky glue to stick down everything. And I think I should have used hot glue for those chipboard pieces because some of them look like they want to pop off. But I guess I could always use hot glue if they do. So now I'm going to show you something quite cool with my enamel effects. So what I'm going to show you is what it looks like when I first put it on. So it's really raised and it's quite pointy. But I like the look of like flicking the bottom of the page and they flatten out. So there you can see it's pointy. And then when I flick it, it flattens out. So that's the look I like most of the time. So I'm just going to go around and do that. So I'm putting 3 groups of 3s, 3 groups of 2s, and 3 groups of 1s because I like things in 3s a lot of the time. And I've just slowed it down a little bit so you could really see in detail what that looks like. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to talk a bit at the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching. And don't forget to check out my mixed media boxes. The March one will be out in February and it's a big one. Decided to start the year off with a bang. So I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks again for watching. Bye! Okay, so I'm all done. I really hope I can hear you because the rain's coming down. I like how it turns out. I don't normally do scrapbooking. I've kind of done it in the keepsake pocket in the Artful Planner, but not completely like this. I did want to try to stick more to paper, but then I got a bit confused and overwhelmed by the blank page, so I just flung some paint on. And I really like how it looks. A really nice mixed media feel and everything. The lighting is getting kind of bad. And I do want to add some like highlights maybe with a white pen and kind of edge it with a StazOn stamp pad. But because everything's still a little bit damp, you'll probably see that in a photo if I do decide to do that, because I may change my mind, I may not. So yeah, I really like how it all turned out. I've pretty much used everything in the box. All the stuff I haven't used before I've used. I didn't want to use any of my ribbon this time on this spread. And yeah, so if you have created anything with the mixed media box, please do share on my Facebook group and all of those links are below. And if you're on Instagram, tag me. I would really love to see your creations. I always like to see what you guys create using my products. And there are still like a couple December boxes available and all of those links will be below. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell icon if you haven't already, and give my video a thumbs up if you liked it. And do follow me on my social media sites and subscribe to my blog because the March box will be available soon. It's coming out in February, and if you don't want to wait for the launch date, feel free to order a multiple subscription box, and all of those links are below, and you can read up more on that through the links below as well to my Ticktail site. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and please join me again for another video. Bye!